Joe Rogan just dropped a bomb, and he didn't come alone. Katt Williams joined forces, and Hollywood won't know what hit them. They're about to pull back the curtain on secrets no one dared speak. Names that seemed untouchable. Tonight, they're on the line. Joe Rogan and Katt Williams have just done what nobody thought possible. Together, they're digging into Hollywood's darkest corners, exposing a web of lies, hidden power, and scandalous secrets. This isn't just gossip. It's a full-scale investigation into connections that reach from the entertainment industry to some of the most influential people in the world. For years, Joe has been quietly gathering information, conversations with insiders, mysterious emails.
He was the guy who told me about Epstein's Island more than a decade ago, and I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. I was like, what are you saying? There's an island, like it sounds like a plot in a movie. There's an island where they fly famous, rich scientists and politicians, and they compromise them with underage girls and get it on film so they could use it against them. I'm like, what? That sounds like lizard people.
And whispers of Epstein's operations kept coming to him long before anyone else knew the full story. And Katt, he's been shouting truths that most people didn't want to hear, calling out names that others dared not even whisper. The list is shocking. Actors, musicians, tech moguls, and industry elites, people who allegedly were involved in recruiting vulnerable young celebrities into Epstein's twisted network. And yes, some of the biggest names keep surfacing, not just as witnesses, but as participants and recruiters themselves, the kind of names that make people gasp when they hear them. It all starts with Epstein's Island, a place that sounds like fiction, yet the details emerging from the files are chillingly real. Powerful figures were allegedly flown there, trapped in situations that could be used against them, compromising them in ways most of us can't even imagine. Joe and Katt are piecing together timelines, emails.
He was the first one to warn me about a social credit score system. He's like, they're going to try to implement a social credit score system, and your money is going to be tied. They'll have centralized digital currency, and your money will be tied to your social credit score system, and you step out of line, you won't be able to buy things.
And eyewitness accounts to show the depth of this operation. Joe recalls the first time someone told him about the island. He was skeptical. How could this be real? It sounded like a movie plot, some dark conspiracy story. But the more he dug, the clearer it became this was happening, and the elite were hiding in plain sight. Katt Williams has never been afraid to speak his mind. For years, he's pointed fingers at celebrities who others protect. Chris Tucker, Ashton Kutcher, Nick Cannon, even Jay-Z and Beyonce, the names that made headlines and whispers, have all been mentioned in conversations about Epstein's network. Many laughed it off as exaggeration. But Joe saw Katt's determination, and he knew it was serious. The collaboration began privately. Joe had the research, the files, and the timelines. Katt had insider stories, Hollywood knowledge, and eyewitness accounts. Together, they started connecting dots that no one else had bothered to link. And now, for the first time, they're going public. The list they've compiled is not just names, they're alleged recruiters, people who allegedly funneled others into Epstein's operation, and the connections are vast.
I think it is highly offensive for people who are smart enough to really know what's happening. Look, y'all talk all that about R. Kelly. Beyonce was on that island where they was kid.
Damn!
Beyonce was on Pedo Island.
Reaching far beyond what anyone imagined. This isn't a simple scandal. This is a network of power, manipulation, and secrecy that stretches across Hollywood, music, and even tech industries. And just when you think it can't get any darker, the files show more than just past events. They reveal patterns, warning signs, and evidence of ongoing influence. Joe and Katt are exposing not just the history, but the way this system may still operate, quietly affecting the industry today.
If you take people like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living our people, so how the f they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much.
Buckle up. This is only the beginning. As we continue, you'll see how this unlikely alliance formed, the evidence they uncovered, and the shocking names on that list. Joe Rogan and Katt Williams are stepping into the spotlight not as entertainers, but as truth tellers. And for Hollywood, that spotlight is blinding. The deeper Joe Rogan and Katt Williams dug, the darker it got. This wasn't just about secret parties or whispers behind closed doors. It was a full-blown operation involving powerful politicians, billionaires, and a network that pulled in young actors, musicians, and models, the stars themselves.
And those kind of honeypot operations, they let these freaks know, like, hey, you're going to be safe with me. Charlie will take care of everything. Look, Bill Clinton used to come here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to go to the island.
Not that big endorsement. It's like presidents were here, so it must be a secure area.
Sometimes used to recruit the next generation, keeping the system alive. Let's start with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Their names keep surfacing, and according to multiple sources, the evidence isn't just circumstantial. Katt and Joe aren't throwing accusations blindly, they're connecting the dots. Jay-Z reportedly appears in the Epstein files through anonymous accounts that place him in the same room with Harvey Weinstein back in the 90s.
And what do you think she gets out of it?
Well, she gets money. When you bring models or people that can easily be manipulated, you get funded. How does she own an island being a supermodel?
I didn't know she owns an island.
Yeah, she owns an island.
At a time when he was new but already connected, think about it, young artists idolize these celebrities. They trust them and invite from Jay-Z a party with Beyonce. That's the ultimate seal of approval, making it easier for the operation to lure in fresh faces. It's manipulation dressed as opportunity. Joe Rogan broke it down on his podcast.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. You know, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
These aren't just casual meetings. The setup is precise, trusted figures vouch for the environment. Presidents and industry elites are involved. And suddenly, a vulnerable young talent feels completely safe until it's too late. And it doesn't stop with the music world. Naomi Campbell's name appears repeatedly. She allegedly took multiple flights on the Lolita Express and, according to insiders, played a key role in recruiting models. Her rewards: access, wealth, influence, power that comes from being part of the network and facilitating its operations, ownership of islands, luxury.
I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
And positions of influence all point to a carefully controlled system where influence and money are exchanged for compliance. According to Katt and Joe, the recruitment system worked like clockwork. Fresh faces brought in by trusted celebrities, compromised through influence, fame, and money. And once trapped, the victims became part of a system that could be leveraged for years. Even the most powerful were not immune. And the files, they reveal a pattern so chilling.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you, he's the greatest.
It feels almost scripted, but this is real. These are real people, real events, and a network that thrived on secrecy and intimidation. The duo's findings are explosive. They point to an organized system where influence, celebrity, and power converge, and the consequences for those involved, or for anyone trying to expose it, are enormous. Joe and Katt are piecing together who helped whom, who facilitated meetings, and how some of the most admired names in the world might have been complicit.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa.
This is where Hollywood music and politics collide. Trusted celebrities recruit newcomers. Young, naive, ambitious people are pulled into a world they don't fully understand. And the elite, they maintain control, ensuring the circle continues, feeding the machine of power and secrecy. The tension builds because the evidence isn't just words. Joe and Katt have documents, eyewitness accounts, and timelines that paint a terrifyingly clear picture. And for the first time, the public is about to see the full scope. Names.
Truly Babylon if this is the case. And so I would never speak out about it too much because I didn't want people to be like, what the f you talking about? Like, there's no way. Like, it's Pizzagate. If somebody told you about the Epstein and you'd be like, man, come on now, this billionaire is really taking, and what, because I don't want to it up, but someone that worked for him, even on the child protective services side, was actually snatching those kids that were supposed to be missing kids and providing them to, like, that shit in itself sounds ridiculous.
Connections and actions that were once hidden are now being laid bare. Buckle up, because what comes next goes deeper than anyone expected, exposing not only the players but the methods, the manipulation, and the dark strategy that kept this operation running for years. The files keep getting darker, and the names keep piling up. Bill Gates, who once claimed he regretted meeting Epstein, appears in emails suggesting attempts to hide secrets no one could have imagined. Allegations of STDs, secret meetings, and private encounters paint a picture far more disturbing than public statements ever admitted. It wasn't just casual business or charity.
And the kids were not always enthusiastic about the food that they were being served. So they were always trying to call for pizzas. And you can't order a pizza to the White House.
Would love you to come over for pizza, but how was the pizza? Was it good?
Oh, what
did he make it
Mom's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made, everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something.
Should eat pizza. I was like, no, I don't want to. And then, I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to. There's a quick pickup to a trick kitchen.
Hold on a second.
I should have promoted it.
Let you promote whatever you want, but I need to take a step back because you just said something crazy. What do you mean? Why would you want to eat pizza?
It was manipulation, compromise, and control at the highest level. Elon Musk's name also emerges in the files, with communications hinting at parties on Epstein's island. Despite claiming he never visited, the documents suggest otherwise. According to Katt Williams, Elon is just another billionaire who assumed money and fame could shield him from accountability. And Chris Tucker, once seen as untouchable,
Stuff sounded so outlandish, from like Epstein to even the shit with like Pizzagate and Haiti, and you hear like, man, that shit is so dark. There's no way it can be true. And I would be reading this stuff and be like, something like, again, I'll be like, I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist to be like, they can't really be trapping little kids and sleeping with them, and and still be billionaires.
From Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly recruiting young talent to Bill Gates' private dealings, Elon Musk's controversial presence and government cover-ups, the web of power, secrecy, and corruption spans industries and continents. Joe and Katt are exposing it all, and this is just the beginning. If you want to stay informed and see the full story unfold, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Don't miss the next chapters, because Hollywood's darkest secrets are finally coming to light, and the truth is more shocking than anyone imagined.